Hey guys, you are in for a treat this weekend. Let me tell you, I got a request from a friend to give her my migas recipe. Migas, more commonly known as capirotada, is Mexican bread pudding. Excuse the Charlie cat meowing in the background. He is, let's see, where is he? Charlie, hi. He is going to my mom and dad's this weekend because I am going to a work training trip. And so he's gonna go hang out with his brother. But Mexican bread pudding, as I've lost my train of track. I got asked for this recipe. Mexican bread pudding is really different than what most people have commonly had. And I don't even know who originated bread pudding. The British, I don't know. It's a dish that we use mostly during the Lenten period. I guess each of the ingredients are supposed to symbolize different things as related to Jesus Christ. I think some are a little morbid, but so we just won't go there. All I know is it is indulgent and it's delicious. What makes it different? Why is this recipe so special? Mexican bread pudding has cheese in it, cheese and nuts. So it's a little savory, and I can already hear some of you, I know it, going, ew, sugary, cheesy bread pudding, ew. Trust me, it's heaven on a piece of plate, on a platter. Heaven, heaven, heaven. And especially when my mother makes it. What can I equate it to? Think of having a fancy cheese plate. So you've got cheese, you got a little jelly for the sweetness on a crostini. Same sort of ingredients. You've got the toasted bread, you've got ooey gooey cheese, you've got this amazing cane sugar syrup, along with some fruits. We use raisins and some nuts. It's so good. And I will show you the way that we garnish it. It's so fun. It's such an Easter thing. It makes me remember my childhood so much. And we don't make it that often because it is a really indulgent dish. But boy, was I excited when my mother was like, okay, let's film it for your friend. Because I know that anyone who has tried my mother's cooking knows that I will not steer you wrong when I say that this is amazing. So stay tuned. Okay, so we buy French bread. For the amount she's making, she buys 2. And we've got, you can buy piloncillo, which is like the rock kind of brown sugar, but it's just pure cane sugar, dark brown sugar. 2 cups. 2 cups. We'll show you what that looks like. We always season it with some cinnamon. We put raisins, butter. They use Munster cheese. People can use other cheese, but this is the one that my parents like. Some nutmeg, some whole cloves, and peanuts and salt. We'll be back. Making 1 tray. We are literally cubing up all this cheese.
It's about 2 pounds.
Yeah, it is about 2 pounds. I'm gonna say it's girthy. So I gotta cube this up into like, I don't know, like an inch cube, just so that it's got places to go and it'll melt easier. So
We need milk.
I gotta get to work. Oh yeah, we'll add some milk. Show ya. 5 clavos. That's 5 cloves. That's like a 1/4 teaspoon or half a teaspoon of nutmeg, maybe. Maybe a quarter. She put some cinnamon sticks and about 8 cups of water. And then you're gonna put the brown sugar in here, right? 2 cups of brown sugar, and you're gonna bring it to boil. Yep. Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Thank you for doing this.
Okay. I hope they like it.
All the Mexicana friends are so excited, and then all the non-Mexicano friends are also excited.
And a little pinch of salt.
Oh, that's right. That brings out the
Tiny
flavor.
little bit.
Did you see that little pinch? I don't know what that was. Another 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is why I needed to record Mommy, because there are no measurements. This is all by memory and what she's used to making. So I'm cutting away at the cheese. Here you go. Okay guys, she added like another ½ cup of white granulated sugar because it didn't have enough taste. So she mixes a little bit of both. There's the cube cheese. And now we're just waiting for this to get heated up and get all the flavors infused. And then we'll cut up the bread and start layering it with cheese and lots of butter. Here's the one thing. She was like, they are gonna get shocked at how much butter is in this. Right, mommy? So much butter.
Nothing is healthy.
Nothing is healthy, but it's so good. So this is why we only really make it a couple times a year. It's an Easter dish, like I said, but we do make it other times because it's so good. So get ready, it's so good. I wish you could taste it. We'll make it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this bread about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick, 1/2 inch, just because we're gonna submerge it with all the sugary stuff, so you don't want it too thin because then it'll be nothing but mush, but it'll get mushy no matter what. Okay, so I'm learning something here. So I was asking my mom as I'm putting the bread here. Some people do toast it in the oven for a little bit, but she was just telling me, what, Mom? You can say it in Spanish if you want.
My mother used to deep fry and hot oil.
Did y'all hear that right? Deep fry the bread. That's gonna be covered in sugar and cheese and butter. Oh my goodness. But was it good or you like this better?
Yeah. It was too rich and can get your stomach ache.
Oh, because too much grease. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So guys, this is how much butter is going in here. I'm guessing that's about 2 sticks of butter completely. So what we're doing is, we did 1 layer of bread. We're gonna sprinkle in the butter, the cheese, the raisins, and the peanuts. And then we're gonna put another layer of bread on top.
Peanuts is about 1 cup, okay? So we're not going to use the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, so she got a whole thing, but she's like about 1 cup.
Roasting peanuts without salt, okay?
Oh yeah, no salt, roasted peanuts. Some people do almonds, we just like peanuts, right? Walnuts. It's just by taste. And then other people do other fruits, right? Didn't you used to make it with like plums or something? Not plums.
No,
Prunes.
Like another couple.
But I've heard that other people in other parts of Mexico, maybe they do like apricots. They just do a dried fruit. But we like it with raisins or prunes if you like prunes. It's the same sort of flavor, the raisin family. All right.
Now the fun stuff.
Now the fun part. Oh boy. We almost didn't want to put how much butter was in here because we know it's gonna scare some of you. But this is really the secret sauce. Oh, and Mom was saying that with the deep frying of the bread, Grandma didn't have an oven, so they used to do it on the stove top. She would not use butter then, so she would cut off some of the grease just because it wasn't necessary. And then they would put it like over an open fire or over a stove. So they made do with what they could.
Now the cheese. This is another source of fat.
Yeah, another source of fat. Lots and lots. I was trying to explain to people, Mom, how it's kind of like getting a fancy cheese plate. You've got a little bit of sweet, a little bit of the cheese, and then you've got the breads. Because I think a lot of people think of bread pudding just like straight dessert. They don't picture the cheese in it.
Okay. Now we'll put another.
Now I'm going to cut some more bread and put another layer on top to cover it.
Tus amigas se van a asustar. Now is another topping.
So we had another layer of bread that covers everything up nicely. All I had was 1 bread butt left. How much raisins do you think? We put like a cup?
A cup, yes, 1 cup and 1 cup of peanuts. So layer
and then more butter.
Yes.
This is really what brings all the flavor, guys. So please don't go easy on it trying to be healthy. Like if you're making
cheese.
Right, if you're making bread pudding, you're not trying to be healthy. So just do it right. Have you ever made it with other kinds of cheese? I know you don't like other kinds of cheese, Mom.
Yeah, any cheese they like, except queso fresco, no. Mozzarella, the other stuff.
I was reading, Mommy, when I was looking it up, some people make it with like cotija. I can't even imagine that taste.
No, I cannot imagine.
Because it's so different, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But if the people like it, maybe it's good.
Yeah. Sorry about the camera there. I was distracted by my cute mom.
Oh gosh. It's really fair and not cheap because by the time you buy the cheese and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not super expensive, but you're right. These ingredients do cost a little bit more. She was saying, shopping hack. She buys the French bread at Walmart because it's so much cheaper than it is anywhere else. What did you say? It was like $1.99 here?
$1.
$1. Oh yeah. Versus like going to the supermarket, which is $3.99. So you can see, don't be skimpy. Go for it because it's all gonna like meld in together. And then we're gonna pour the deliciousness that's brewing over there, and then she adds a little bit of milk to make it creamy. And add more fat. Because it's whole milk.
How healthy?
No, not healthy. Oh yeah, what do you put the oven at?
350.
350.
And we usually leave by an hour. We check when it's crispy outside.
Yeah. So you gotta keep an eye on it because obviously it depends on how thick your bread is and everything. So she says about an hour at 350. Keep an eye on it. Just so it's getting toasty, but you don't want it to burn, obviously.
Then you put this slowly.
So she slowly starts to cover. Think of making like stuffing, right, Mom? You gotta make sure all the bread is covered.
But it has to be soaked.
Yeah, everything has to. Oh yeah, not just like lightly, right? It's gotta be wet.
And if it's, they can put the milk and then.
So you gotta go slowly because clearly the bread is slowly soaking up the liquid. So you don't want to dump it all at once because it'll fly off. And she's leaving the cinnamon sticks out. You don't need to put that in there.
Or the cloves.
Or the cloves. And I'm assuming the cloves you can do it by taste too, Mom. I don't like cloves, which is why you don't make it too heavy.
Right.
But some people who do.
They can use powdered cloves. You know.
Powdered cloves.
Yeah, more,
there's powdered version of it? I guess I never realized it. Because I don't like it. Well, that makes sense.
And ground cinnamon too, they don't want it.
Is it like allspice? Is that what the cloves is? No, something different?
Cloves,
oh, look at that. I'm learning something new because I don't like it, so I never buy
cloves
it.
Are very expensive.
Yeah. Well, all spices are pricey.
But clove is the one that is very, very expensive.
Really?
If you buy it at the Mexican store, might not, but if you go to the American store, it's one of the most expensive spices besides saffron.
Oh, saffron?
Yes.
You sounded like you said suffering.
Yeah.
I was like, what's suffering? Yeah, saffron I think is expensive all over the world.
Yes. And white pepper too is one.
I do like white pepper. It's a little softer.
It's expensive, yeah.
So you can see the bread's gotten real silky.
Look.
Yep. And so when she makes this and she doesn't think there's enough liquid, she'll also just then substitute some milk.
I put milk anyway.
Anyway, but like if we didn't make enough, sometimes you'll put a little bit more milk than you normally would. But she does put milk because it adds the creaminess to it. Do you ever put half and half?
No.
No.
We don't need any more.
We don't need any more fat, I know. But you could do that if you didn't have milk, right?
Right. So here is the milk. I don't know how much, but we put
Let's
some
see, I'm
milk.
gonna watch. We're gonna watch here, people. That's about a cup.
Be careful to leave room that doesn't drip outside. Okay?
So I say you put like maybe a cup and a quarter. And so make sure you don't fill it so much that it comes up. And then she submerges everything. What we're gonna do while it bakes is come back in here and we're gonna mix it.
Right. Maybe we see, yeah.
I forget, do we cover it?
No. You don't cover it, you just bake it like this.
I'm being the worst camera person because I'm distracted. Mommy, we should give you a cooking show on YouTube.
No. I do not like it. I do this for you and your friends, but I do not like it on the whatever shows.
Whatever show, the Nubia channel. She really doesn't like to be on social media, so this is something very nice of her. And I'm sure that if we have her make pozole tamales, she would do it too. That's how cute she is. This is what happens when you come to my parents. Charlie gets to enjoy the outside. He hasn't realized that he can jump the fence, and I think he's too much of a scaredy cat. Versus his brother will jump the fence. He did it once? Oh. You don't tell me those things. Okay, we've been cooking for about 15-20 minutes. Now she's gonna mix it up, and yeah, it's gonna break up your bread a little bit, and that's okay. Oh yeah, you don't want it to dry too much at the top. That's essentially why you're doing it, so that it doesn't get hard when it cooks. You know, make sure things keep staying.
And slowly con una de estas, because otherwise you can make holes in there and it's going to be a disaster on the oven.
Oh, she's use it like a wooden spoon. Be gentle so you don't poke straight through your aluminum pan if that's what you're using too. Because then, as she says, it will be a disaster. Dun, 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 dun. An hour later.
Tienen que quedar con un poco de agua porque si no estarían muy secas.
Okay, translation. You want it to have a little bit of water still, like this?
Or the juice, whatever.
The juice, yeah. just so that they don't dry out when they like freeze and put them in the fridge. Like you want them to still have juice so that when you heat them up, they're juicy and soft. But it's time to eat. No one's happier than that man over there. Daddy. Daddy. How much you gonna eat, Daddy? No? What? Lies. Mentiras. Now wait till you guys see how we eat them that makes them fun. Okay, y'all. My dad just says he has to go do something after he's done eating. What are you gonna go do, Daddy? He's gonna go take a walk because he's realizing all the calories and fat he's eating. He's enjoying that plate, but he's gonna get his little walk in today. I'll show you all what we're eating in a second. Check out that cheese. Oh. See that? See that ooey gooey cheese? Ooey gooey cheese. Alright guys, you slice bananas on it and then you put, sprinkles. And I don't know if this is just an Easter thing or just to make it festive, but that's how we eat it. Nice and hot with some fresh bananas and some sprinkles. Indulge. Indulgence at its finest. I'm so excited.